gentlemen, for the following matrix equation, solve for k, m, and n. We have this, right? So what we're going to do down here, we said this, so we're going to multiply the matrix by a scalar. So we get k times 0. See, we end up with this. We'll only multiply it, right? Now what we have here is we're going to have m plus 0 is equal to 3. 0 plus 3k is equal to 12. So 0 plus 3k is equal to 12. Finally, we get 1 minus 2k is equal to n. And I think that's all we need to find nk and all those things. So what we have here is if m plus 0 is equal to 3, that means m is 3. Is 0 plus 3k is equal to 12. That means divide both sides by 3, get k is equal to 4. And if k is equal to 4, I can find n. N would be 1 minus 2 times 4 is 8. 1 minus 8 is equal to minus 7. It says if this matrix does not have an inverse. To not have an inverse means the determinant must be 0, because 1 divided by 0 is undefined. Right? So therefore we can set this. So the determinant is found by multiplying this diagonal minus this diagonal. X times 3 minus 1 times 2. See that? So I get 3x minus 2 is equal to 0. I get 3x, I'm going to bring the 2 over, it becomes 2. X is equal to 2/3. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we are looking at number 2 for the matrix ML. This is 2 by 2 and this is 2 by 1. Now for part B, I know that the inner numbers must be the same. And if I multiply 2 by 2 by 2 by 1, I end up with a solution or a resultant of a 2 by 1. So the second one, ML, so 2 by 1 times 2 by 2 has no solution. Right? So LM. So now I'm going to multiply this row by column. I get 7 times 2 plus 0 times minus 5. Minus 1 times 2 plus 3 times minus 5. And I have 14 minus 15. Now these other things, I'm not sure if I sent them already, but anyway, this should be, it's in the, like this one, I'm not sure about this one here, but all I did was I guess brought this over, make this a plus, and then I divided by this to find y, and that's that. I think this is next one. Now this one's going to be a little jumbled up because I included a few things in this. A line of matrices. Find the following matrix equation. Solve for Q, P, and K. So what I did, once again, 5 minus K. 1 times K is K. Right? So, okay. I get K times 1 is K. K times 0 is 0. K times 2 is going to be 2K. K minus K times 3, sorry, but no. K times 3 is equal to 3K. I left the minus sign outside of the bracket. So I get 5 minus K is equal to 10. 5 minus K is equal to 10. So I'm going to bring the minus K over and bring the 10 over. I get K is equal to minus 5. Next one I get P. P minus 0 is equal to what is that number? 3. That implies that P is equal to 3. Next one I get 0 minus 2k must be equal to 0 minus 2k must be equal to q. And I found k already. K was minus 5, that's equal to 10. Now the last one, I think that what happened was that this is supposed to be a minus, but this is supposed to be a the minus 11 is supposed to be a plus 11, because other than that you'll have two different values of k, so this is an error. Okay, the determinant of if the determinant is 0, right? Calculate the determinant. Oh, no, it says calculate the determinant. Over here, now the determinant is equal to this diagonal minus that diagonal. So all that works out to be, let me see, do I have it here? I have it down here. So I have, see, I have to find the determinant. It's going to be 2 times minus 12 minus 3 times 8 minus 24 plus 24 is equal to 0. Now what happens here? Now to find the inverse, because it says to find the inverse if it exists, and it does not exist, by the way. Because 1 over 0 is undefined, because we already found the determinant was 0. To find the inverse is 1 over the determinant times the adjoint of m. So this one does not exist. Now what I did was I solved the linear inequality. I threw this in there. Solve the inequalities because time is getting short. 7x plus 9 is going to be less than or equal to 23. So what I did was I solved that. I brought the 9 over. I got 7x going to be less than or equal to 14. X going to be less than or equal to 2. So the numbers, the numbers I should have put the solution set. But seeing it says natural numbers, so what the natural numbers would just be 2 and 1. All right. So, but this will be the solution set if they ask for it, all the way up to negative infinity. Now the second one we could solve is 7 minus 3 over 2x is less than 10. Now what we're going to do here is we are going to multiply 2 by 2 first of all. So we get 14 minus 3x is going to be less than 10. And now I'm going to bring the minus 3 over, and I'm going to bring the 20 over, becomes a minus 20. 14 minus 20 is minus 6. It's going to be 3x is going to be greater than minus 6. And this set of numbers, of integers, but they're actually natural numbers, would be minus 1, 0, 1, 2, all the way up to infinity. But they said the set of natural numbers, so the set of natural numbers would be how we naturally count, would just be 1 and 2. So that is where they overlap, 1 and 2. Right? Now, 4. A line passes through the points x4 and 2 minus 2 and has the slope of this. Now, the first thing that I know, using this equation here, I don't see it over here. They don't give it, but the slope is equal to y minus y1 over x minus x1. So what I did was I just simply identified x and y, x1, y1, and I plugged it into the formula. The slope, 3 over 2, is equal to 4 minus minus 2 over x minus 2, and it now becomes 4 plus 2. So I cross multiply. I get 3 times x minus 2 is equal to 2 times 4 plus 2 is 6. 3x, expanding bracket, 3x minus 6 is equal to 12. And I get 3x, I am going to bring the minus 6 over, it becomes a plus 6. 3x equal to 18. Divide both sides by 3, I get x is equal to 3. I'm sorry for having you all around the place. I just saw this one. I was looking for this. I knew I had done an extra one. Anyway, the table below is a linear function y is equal to mx plus b, right? Where 0, when x is 0, this is also called a y-axis, by the way. When x is 0, it's also called a y-axis. So now it says here to calculate the value of b. B is simply the y-intercept. The y-intercept is when x equals 0 or also the y-axis. So your b is equal to 3. It says now to calculate the slope. It says to calculate m. M is the slope. Y minus y1 over x minus x1. So I just made this x and y, x1, y1, and I just plugged it in. 17 minus 3 over 2 minus 0. I get 14 over 2, that's equal to 7. Now I'm going to digress and go back to matrices. I do humbly apologize for being all over the place. So I have this matrix, right? It says solve for P and Q. So now I have to multiply row by column. P times 1 plus 0 times minus 3, which is going to be equal to 0, is equal to 1. You see that? P times 1 plus 0 is equal to 1. Therefore, P is equal to 1. Second row by first column, 2 times 1 plus 4 times minus 3 is equal to Q, right? So I get Q is equal to minus 10. And I think that's it. I will send up another video shortly, hopefully.